Hello everyone, my name is Iman and this is my submission of Module 3, Unit 1, Activity 1. I have created two surveys for both my colleagues and my students. The first survey is to learn about how my colleagues integrate technology in their lessons, and the second survey is to get to know my students more. I want to start with the first survey and its results, which I have to say were very helpful to me. While reflecting on my practice and how I use technology in my class and compare it with my colleagues, I came up with a lot of my strengths and my weaknesses, and I also took some ideas that I will definitely try with my students next year. The questions that I asked were simple but aimed for a lot of areas in teaching. I wanted to know how often my colleagues use technology in the classroom. Like I've mentioned in our class discussion, my teaching is not technology heavy, and I wanted to see how much teachers or other teachers depend on technology. I also asked about the different apps that are being used. The responses of this question were interesting and helpful at the same time. Teachers use a variety of apps to keep things interesting and fun for their students, which is a great thing. I also asked about what teachers liked and disliked and how they dealt with common issues that happens frequently when using technology. After all, we all know that we cannot depend on technology 100% and that we should always have a plan B if things don't work out. I made sure to ask about how they reinforce their teaching and how they differentiate between students using technology, because I believe that these areas are areas where I want to improve at a lot. My last question was about how teachers want to expand their use of technology, and I asked this question because I also want to expand my use of technology, and reading the point of view of other teachers will definitely help me come up with different ways. So, like I mentioned before, the results of the survey were very helpful, and I won't be able to go over every response because of the time limit, but this is the summary of the results. So all three teachers use technology daily, and there are numerous types of apps used in the classroom, like iExcel, Prodigy, ReadWorks, Straskits, Zern, Quell, Mystery Science, Google Docs, Slides, CISO, Teacher Monster to Read, etc. So teachers like the access to information and the variety of formats to teach from and for students to complete their assignments, but they dislike the internet issues they experience at times and having to monitor students for age-appropriate content. Two teachers also mentioned that they don't like the fact that students always try to plagiarize work. All teachers try to enrich their lessons by using technology, and teachers carefully integrate technology into the classroom, which provides them and their students with a limitless amount of educational resources that transforms learning they aim for to inspire creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking. Teachers believe that technology can be a great resource to differentiate and provide support for ELL and SPED students. They use different apps that have great impact on those students like Raskits, Seesaw, ReadWorks. The teachers believe that they can expand their use of technology by looking for different new interactive apps, finding new programs, and using platforms that allow immediate feedback. I also mentioned that there was an idea that I'm definitely going to try next year, which was to devote one of the group stations as a technology-based station where students could either listen or watch a lesson taught with a different approach, or work on strengthening the 21st century skills using technology in those stations. I have different ideas concerning technology-based stations, and I'm really excited about it. So moving on to the student survey, I wanted to make it as simple as possible because my students this year are all ELL students, and I didn't want to ask complicated questions. I wanted to know about the number of their siblings and with who they were living with. I asked about their favorite subject and least favorite one. I also asked about their hobbies and interests and what kind of after-school activities they would like to enroll in. I asked if they have access to technology at home and what kind of apps they use when they are studying and what kinds of apps they use in their personal time. And like follow, these are a summary of the results. So almost all students live with their parents and siblings. Some of them live with the grandparents. Students like to go to school to meet their friends and learn together. Math and science are their favorite subjects, and students find ELA and social studies challenging. Math science and robotics are the most interesting and after-school activities for students. Playing video games and hanging out with friends outdoors are the common hobbies students have among each other. All students have access to technology at home, and students use Google Translation, YouTube, Kindle, Prodigy, Khan Academy, Raskets, Wikipedia to study and work on projects. Students love to watch videos in YouTube and use social media such as TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. So this is the summary of my results of teacher survey and student survey. Thank you so much for listening.